Howdy toddy, God Almighty! The Sweat Equity Podcast. We missed we missed an episode last week, so I wanted to do like a mini since I'm kind of in a new schedule, trying to be an early guy, trying to be a guy that gets up at like 4 or 5 a.m., hits it hard, and then cuts it off at about 5 p.m. So I'm gonna record this. I wanted to get a couple minis out today, or get out at least one today, and then maybe I'll do a couple minis throughout the week with some folks around the Toca Baga Consulting office. So I'm gonna record this on the Mevo camera, post it on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. That should look a little awkward because I'm going solo today. I had like 25 minutes left. I was like, I got to get something in. So make sure to go on Laughable, the Laughable app, subscribe, rate, review. That's the cheat code to get through, to get kind of up the business charts. We'd like to be up there. I try to say this is a good business podcast with more dick jokes. So try to get us up there. Let's see. I've got a nice little rat tail I can see on the Mevo cam. Let's see. I can put it on my face. So the Mevo camera, for those listening on audio, it's like a $400 camera that will record in HD, will live stream, and if you set it up correctly, unlike what we've done, you can in the past you can set it up. So you don't need an editor to edit back and forth as much if you did 2 camera shots between an interview. If you do a 1 camera shot statically, it gets to be pretty boring for the viewer. If you've ever been on a Google Hangout or some of the video chat, video conference options, there's definitely there's definitely some that will point to the person that's talking. It's kind of like that, except I could be right next to the person and it would zoom in to that kind of shot. Pretty cool. I heard it from Bobby Kelly, comedian, on another podcast, and I was like, I got to check that out. So that's a big plug for Mevo. I guess what to talk about. I'm going to go through kind of a mailbag of questions that people have been asking me. One I'll start with is kind of why I like working with attorneys and small law firms, and I think they kind of get a bad rap. I guess I'm a little bit partial since my dad is an attorney, my uncle as well. I kind of think in that attorney's mindset, that contrarian logic of sorts, where it's kind of, you have to see both sides of an argument kind of immediately. That's kind of how you do it for stand-up as well. But you also do it, you also have to see points of view from your target audiences for online marketing. So I think there's a lot of similarities between what we're doing and what a lot of small law firms have to do. We're on an hourly basis, or it's either a project or a retainer. We do a lot of explaining, a lot of educating. The big difference is law firms have a template to how to run their business a little bit. They definitely have an association that certifies them. We don't really have anything in the digital marketing world. Whatever we are, the nerd agency or the consulting firm that we are, we've turned 2 years old this month. Mazel tov to us. So I think a big thing is, I like working with people that understand a price per hour, understand that they know what they don't know. And I feel like a lot of the smaller law firms, everybody thinks of attorneys as like sharks and snakes, whatever kind of biblical trickster animal you want to compare them to. But I feel like they get a bad rap, and working with about, I don't know, a dozen or so small law firms in the last last 2 years, is you'd be surprised how much stuff they do for free to help people out, how much they do without getting any credit for it. It's really kind of amazing. When we talk to clients, we say, let's try to package that time more into, one charity in one area that you can really dedicate time to. Like battered women's shelter is always a good one. If you're looking for a charity as a small company, donating time over there to help out is always good. Or foster care. Every city has it, so it doesn't matter if you're in Tampa, in Ybor City, listening to this, or you're elsewhere, because about half of our audience listens in Florida, half is outside of the state. So my thing with small law firms is they can compete online with the big guys. They just can't do the same modalities. You got to be a little bit better. And it all goes back to the tropes of small business kind of values, right? You're going to be more customer service oriented. You're going to try a lot harder. There's going to be a lot more hand-holding. The customer service value goes up. Your price is probably way lower, or if it's even money, they're going to get more value for it. And you really have to focus on being kind of what I call the big man on campus strategy. Be kind of a great local person offline, superior customer service. The hard part is you don't have the bankroll, and a lot of times just the operations workflow, systems in place, or just anybody to look to. I mean, entrepreneurship's it's an isolating thing. It's a lonely it's a lonely deal. So I think I've kind of figured out how to help a lot of small law firms in the sense of like, all right, you can't compete on Google. You're not going to, if you're a DI attorney or you're a family law attorney, you're not going to be able to compete with the big cats on pay-per-click Google. However, you can focus on, what it is about you that makes the firm great and build from there. So what I mean by that is build on content on the site. Everybody can write. Every lawyer can write, but they're too verbose. So you got to kind of write blog posts. We do it for clients. This isn't necessarily a pitch. I'm just trying to, we'll do all the things I'm going to say as tactics, but you can write blog posts that are simple enough for anybody to read while they're in the bathroom. I know that sounds kind of uncouth, but I'm really trying to make a point of like, everybody has ADD. So if it's legal jargon, it's going to be tough. Your content should apply to both audiences, really, the clients you want and other attorneys that want to refer you business. They want to look on. They'll look at your site. They'll look at everything online. Sometimes they'll give it to you or not. Give you that business. So when you're posting content, easy ways to kind of fulfill content is solve a problem or discovery facts, 6 out of 10, blah, blah, blah. And push it out there as your own news. Create your own brand message and dictate how you want it said. Hey, you're going to do a charity bowling event. All right, post about that. That's great. That people won't know that. And then push it out to your social media platforms. I'm not going to break down. There's like eight steps you should do for social media, but just start by being curious. And I just got a text from my wife that popped up. I kind of wish I didn't see it. Our puppy went into or shower and just diarrheaed everywhere. Real sweet. Well, it happens. Poor girl, poor punky girl. She'd be all right. So we love attorneys because they're kind of the ones we work with. They're not scummy, and maybe we've cultivated something here where we're getting in touch with people that are genuinely good to hang out with. They want to hire us because they want to hire someone they can actually work with and hang out with. I don't want it to be a culture of always kind of anxiousness or oh, we're gonna get that to you, but we didn't do it. That's what a lot of firms do. I try to get ahead on that. But basically, every lawyer's been ripped off by an SEO firm, like charging them like $3,000 and putting them in 3-year contracts. I mean, that's absurd. We can make a site a lot easier and a lot quicker, and it's your site. It's your digital property. I'm always miffed that a lot of lawyers don't know, they don't care because they just want to be a lawyer. I get it. But you're a businessman if you have your own firm. So it's funny how many have been not funny, but it's I can't think of a good word right now. It's strange how many have been ripped off by a bunch of web developer nerds and SEO nerds. And they don't even know what it is. SEO is expensive. It takes 6 months before you see any results. But if they don't go through what's a quality lead for you, what they probably push volume. For a small law firm, it's not about that because you can't handle that labor capacity. And we have to walk people through what is your labor capacity. It takes a while, and we'll figure it out over time, but you need to know so you can scale. If you don't know thyself, you can't grow. But another thing is reviews. You got to figure out the review game. We've partnered with a company called Birdeye that helps that'll help send drip emails to clients after you're done. It'll flag any negative reviews. So if a negative review pops up somewhere, we can park it, I think, within 48 hours, which you can't do on your own. You can go Birdeye directly if you want, but you'll pay about 3 or 4 times more than you would through us as a partner agency with them. And then the online reviews is really the new SEO. That's what that is. And then the other thing is operations side. We want to help with, let's get some workflow stuff. If you have a practice management app, let's see if we can connect that to a few other apps that'll make your life easier. And yeah, it's going to suck to get used to new apps. It's just like changing any behavior, like doing a diet. It's going to suck for the first week, 2 weeks. Every new app you use for productivity, it's going to take some getting used to. But after you figure out these systems over time and you can do them from your phone or desktop, it's going to make your life a lot easier and a lot less error. So yeah, man, we heart lawyers around here. And if anybody, any of them want to email me any questions about nerd stuff, LAW, well, my email's law@tocoworks, LAWTOCOWORKS.com. All right. Bye-bye.